Hi friends, this is Chris with Josephine's Design. I'm back with you with a haul from Well Watered Women Company. So I will, if I forget to list them below, let me see. Right now we're just rather harried with all that we've got going on. But I think if you Google Well Watered Woman or Women, you will find them. We are getting ready for baby. That's what we're doing, guys. I'm trying to get a few videos done ahead today and tomorrow. I'm going to begin pre-taping all of our Bible journaling camp. And by the way, just real quick, you're all invited. Everyone is invited. There isn't just the people who get the kits are invited. Everyone is invited. And it is an amazing journey through gratitude and thanksgiving with God, and I just pray that as many of you that are out there, if you want to come join in, feel free. You may not have the kit, but you could create your own kit. It is very simple. I will also list all the scripture in the below every single day of the camp. So, and you maybe come and watch it later. That even works too. You can watch us in 2020 and it still works. So anyways, we all have the opportunity to show God our gratitude and our thanksgiving for all he's done for us. So okay, back to what I got here. Sorry, I chased that rabbit, so I'll come back. So I have not opened any of this. I waited for you guys and I just took it out of the box. And yeah, and see, we are hoarding boxes right now. Because after the baby's born, we're going to come back at Thanksgiving. My son has offered to help me completely move out to the cottage. And matter of fact, I talked to him last night and said, yes, I will take that. And my youngest has been helping me. She is going to help tonight and tomorrow. We're going to get this room out. So it's happening. It's happening. So, all right. So this is Unshaken Faith Journal, based on Psalms 55 to equip you to preach the truth to your heart when your emotions threaten to steal your peace. So, anyway, so I just thought it looked really wonderful and encouraging, and it just, sometimes we need an outline to focus on what it is that God needs us to focus on. And last night we went to the last study of Zechariah, and we missed a lot of it because we were traveling and we were just flat sick. I mean, we missed 3 weeks just for illness alone, and I think there were only 6 or 7 weeks. So we made the first and we made the last, but I was really glad we were there last night. Such great encouragement. Our Bible study doesn't meet back until after the turn of the year, so I am definitely going to catch up. And there is a just jewel of a woman who is in our Bible study, and she emails out all the notes, all the extra goodies that go with our Precept Bible study. And what I'm recognizing is, and this is how this ties to this, sorry, I'm kind of chasing another rabbit here, but the things that are amazing in life is we need to have the right tools in place. And sometimes they're free tools. Sometimes you can just go on Blue Letter Bible or Bible Gateway and use the tools for free. And I highly, highly recommend those 2 websites for Bible study. And then we find things like this. And so I was gifted a gift card, and thank you to my anonymous sweet friend. And I also found, like, this was on clearance. So, I mean, I made a point to look for things that specifically could water me well. How's that? So, anyways, many of you know I'm going through a lot of decision making right now, and I had a really good talk with my Bible study leader last night, and she and I were talking, and my husband goes to it as well, and her husband, and it's a husband and wife predominantly Bible study. And I take that back. It's a good mix. There's a lot of husbands, and then there's a lot of single ladies there, and at one time we had a single gentleman there. So anyways, but long story short, this has taken a toll on us, and I've said this many times, and we just have to stop. And when we're going through something, we have to get on our knees. Even knees like mine that are beat up and battered and may not be able to get up off the floor if I get down on my knees. But in our hearts, we have to get on our knees. We have to go before the Lord. We have to just lay prostrate before Him and give Him everything, and know that when we're going through these, growing pains is what I would equivocate it to. Things are changing. We're not sure how it's going to end up. We're not sure what the next steps are. We don't want to be out of God's will, but then we're just tired of being in it. And I know I dare say that last statement, but we're tired of being in the battle. And I know many of you have written me and felt that way. And I just want to say, keep looking up, my friend. My friends, keep looking up. And as I said, my friend, I'm like almost saying it to myself, just keep looking up, because even in our worst moments, God is strong when we are weak. He tells us that in His Word. He builds us up. He lifts us up. He guides our steps. He course corrects, let's say. When we're going the wrong way, God has a way of meeting us and saying, no, not this. I have something better for you. Listen to my voice. Hear my voice. Seek my voice. Seek my face. So, I feel this is a really good statement. I feel like the little snow globe where everybody shakes it to get the really good picture to come, with all the snow in it. I feel like I'm the little person in the scene getting shaken, and I really like the beach. I don't necessarily like the snow, and it's been an apricot turnover in many, many ways. So that's okay. That's how life is. If I could go through and tell you the stories of all the people in my life, that's how they feel in their journeys too. Even those that have a clear direction as to where they're to go right now in their lives. You just see that constant, am I doing the right thing? Should I consider this? Or, and I think that the part that we are missing is faith. Faith. Do we have faith in God, or do we have faith in ourselves? And I tell you what, I don't have faith in myself. I have faith in God. Because my emotions can get in the way. It can cause me to become shaken. It can cause me to be misdirected. It can cause a lot of bad results. So my faith is in God. And I pray that He will guide me, and He will, prick my heart, and He will tell me what He needs me to do. So I thought this was just a great time to start getting that down on paper. I do a lot of journaling, but I almost feel guilty journaling deep, deep down what's in my heart, because I always have that, like, what if I died and somebody read it, kind of thing. But then again, what if I died and somebody read it and they realized they're not alone in their walk, that others have doubts like that. David had doubts. Read Psalms. David had fears. Read Psalms. Even Moses was like, whoa, 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 not me, Think about that. And it's okay to journal that. And I think for me, I'm finally at the point now where I can finally start putting down on paper how I feel. And to write it out is always great. To type it out is great too. And sometimes I do better with typing when my joints hurt. But I think right now I need the exercise of writing. So this is a really good place to start. Now, talking about David. In my other Bible study, I'm going to go through Psalms. And I shared that in another video. I'm trying to think here. Let me grab it. So, here's two of the three. I don't have the first one here, but a walk through Psalms and seek. And then there is, hold on. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, I packed it in my bag. Okay, so the idea here is to go through Psalms and just walk through it with God. And then here, in this study, because I don't know how you feel, but in my Bible study, I have to be active. So I felt like walking through Psalms, it kind of just, it's what I think I have to do, right? Because we're told we need to exercise, we need to move, we need to get going. And that's true in our spiritual life as well. But then, my friends, we need to be still and know. Are we still? Are we quiet? There's so much, and I've talked a lot about this lately. There's a lot of static, a lot of, things going on in our lives. Sometimes it's hard to get our brain still in order to hear God's voice. So I love Ephesians. This is Ephesians 4:17 through 32, and this is Romans 12:9 through 21. And I'm excited to walk through these. So I've got all this together. I will take this with my Psalms. It's already in my bag, and that's what I'm going to take. Let me say something to you, to all my artsy friends. If this isn't enough and you want to decorate it up, go get you some stickers. Go get you things that you think you could use in this. Just like if you're doing Bible journaling. This can be your journal. This is a journal. So go ahead and go for it. Okay, so there's that. I got those. There you go. I picked those up. I didn't, bad grammar. I got those. Okay, then I also picked up Ascending Calvary and its Journey to the Heights of Love, and it's a study for the well-watered woman. And Ascending Calvary is a gripping fictional story of the traveler whose journey brings him to ascend to the higher heights of God's love. Throughout this climb, this traveler converses with the Lord about the many highs and lows in life. Yeah, we can all identify there, I'm sure. Both in his own personal history and in the story of mankind. The traveler's journey captures honest discussion and an intentional desire to know and follow God, even in the midst of loss, grief, change, and the unknown. Can you see why this attracted me? As you join the traveler in his quest, we pray this will speak an honest conversation with the Father about your own story. The fictional narrative combined with the days of study, reflection, and meditation on Scripture will point your heart toward the truth and help you dig into the topics that can be difficult to navigate at the end of this journey. We hope you will find your walk with the Lord strengthened and your spirit lifted by God's mighty acts of mercy, grace, restoration, reconciliation, assurance, and love. So, I literally just finished an email with one of you beautiful people. Oops, sorry guys. I just got a call, and my phone is so silly it won't even show me. Okay, but I just finished with an email with one of you amazing subscribers, saying they needed help to find something and they couldn't find an affordable source. So let me encourage you this way. I buy scratched, I buy dented, I buy things on sale, I use coupons, I switch out. Like, I'll buy something somebody else will buy and then we'll flip it. You understand what I mean? Like, they'll go through the one part of it, I'll go through the other one, and then we'll flip and we'll write in our own journals. I kind of sometimes feel guilty about that, but it's how we can afford to do it. Now, we're not copying it, we're not violating a copyright law, we're just sharing the book. So, if you can find, and if you feel like I can't afford this, find one friend. Find something scratched and dented, and here's how you do it. You write, you literally go to the contact us, and you write them. And you know how this all started years ago when I taught school? Different companies would give teachers discounts, and they still do. But I mean significant discounts. And, I had to outfit a whole school. I was administrator of it, and I had to outfit it with fish tanks and bird cages, and, to set up science centers. So I went to the various different places, and I asked them, I'm not asking you for anything you cannot do, and if you can't do it, that's totally fine. We will still support your business. But if you happen to have anything that you would like to donate or sell at a reduced price, we would greatly appreciate your help, because this was a private school, so there wasn't any extra money. And so I had things donated. I had things that I bought that were scratched and dented. And also when I used to teach, if I taught art classes or scrapbooking classes, I would go to the individual companies and I would write them, and they would, sometimes they donate, sometimes they would sell me things that were dented and scratched and bent and things like that. And you know what? It all worked out fine, because it made us be even more creative. The kids or the young the young people or the adults that I was teaching, whichever age level I was working with. So it's okay to ask. I mean, what's the worst? They're going to say no. That's it. They're just going to say no, and pray about it. Ask God, who should I ask? Where should I go? And then also the other option is you find a book you love. Maybe you can't afford it. Go look on Amazon and look in the used section. a lot of those books will be very descriptive. They will tell you exactly how much has been used, how much, the whole thing. So all I can say right now is you just just look for the affordable options. Goodwill is a good place. You can find Bible, journaling Bibles there. You can, I mean, it just depends on when things, get dropped off, when things get picked up, and when they get put out, and when you happen to go in. It's all of that. So have to ask the Lord. Sorry there, to prick your heart, to guide you when it is time to go look for those things. And, if you don't know, ask a friend. I think it's great. I love when you guys send me an email and ask questions. And, I just wish I had everything to give to everyone. But sometimes I can contact people and ask them, would you be willing to? And after everybody does their due diligence, they go into their areas, they ask. Not always can I find someone who's able to help, but if it's God's will, then it works out that way, and that's a blessing. So that's how I want you to see it in your life. See, did any of y'all see that movie? Oh gosh, what was it? It was about the concentration camp. Oh goodness gracious, I can see it. It had Steve McQueen and oh goodness gracious, lots and lots of actors in it. We met one of the gentlemen who was in that camp in real life, who helped contribute to the book, to the book itself that they created the movie off of. If I think of it, I'll list it below. And gosh, we were just talking about the other day here in our house. Anyways, there was one guy and they called him the Scrounger. I'm the Scrounger. I ask. It used to be years ago, people were more generous. And I have to say, I'm sad to say that in ministry, there is so much skepticism, maybe, that I am sad to see that some things are not people are not responding to need like they should. So, and I'm not saying shame, shame, shame. I'm just saying don't worry if you can't get the results that you were hoping for. It is very different now. A dear friend of mine, our Bible study teacher, leads in a Bible study in the women's ministry in our town in this prison, and we have been, just encouragers and supporters of her for quite a while now, and I went on a writing campaign to ask people to help support her ministry because they barely make ends meet. And there's a lot of times there's more women than there is enough materials to teach, if that makes any sense. So, and this is not like, oh, everybody sit around, kumbaya, around the campfire. It's nothing like that. It is a very strenuous. They have to go through precepts. They have to do the homework. It is, it's almost a seminary course in many ways. And, I laugh and say this is a graduate study, and, and she's exhausted by the end of each lesson that she teaches. Like, we just finished up Zechariah. She said, I'm exhausted. It's one of the most challenging Bible studies, and you wouldn't think that, but it really is. So anyways, to make a very long story short, I had one person step up to give. One. That's it. I am that sad to say. And then the vehicle that we used for everyone to contribute to took a huge portion of the funds, the little bit that we raised. So we've changed our discussion now. It goes out in a different way now. But so if you happen to be asking and people aren't responding, do not feel badly. The world has changed. And but if you pray about it, God will guide you. So anyways, and make a list for your birthday, for Christmas, for Mother's Day, you mommies out there. I don't want another bottle of perfume that I might not ever wear. I'm pretty picky anyways about perfume. My family knows that because of my allergies, but you understand what I'm saying. Like, when I taught school, I got so much bubble bath, and I do not take bubble baths. So, and lotions, and they were the sweetest gifts. I loved every single gift I was given. But if you ask me, are you serious? Do you really want to know what I want? Then I say, I would love this journal. I would, and if it's too much money, maybe a gift card for $5 and I could then put it towards it. You know, those are and I think that there's value in that. I think that there's, if somebody's asking or you think somebody's going to do something nice for you, I don't want to like write my Christmas list and have everybody fill it. I'm not talking like that. But there are many times people ask me, what would you like? And I used to say, oh, it doesn't matter. You don't need to give me anything. And then I realized over time, I robbed them the joy of giving, and I didn't do my part. And I was not grateful for the kindness that was being shown to me. So I now have a couple of spots that I have a little wish list. And so when, my husband says, hey, do you want a little something? Because my sweet husband, he has a thing about fancy purses. And we live by an outlet mall, so it's all okay. But he has a thing about that. And, I can be in Walmart jeans and, from the sale rack, but he wants me to have a fancy purse. He's so funny. He's so cute. But he sent me a picture of something. I said, oh, I love that you thought of that. That is so nice of you, but can I be honest with you? And he was like, yeah. And I said, that's not my style. And to be honest, it's kind of something that I really don't like. And I'm so sorry. I hope I'm not hurting your feelings. And he was like, well, I think it's really nice. And he really tried to plead his case. And then finally he looked at me and he said, yeah, you don't have anything like this, do you? And I said, no, that's probably a little too fancy for me. And so we talked about it, and we drove out to the outlet mall last weekend, and he allowed me to pick my Christmas gift, and I get to use it early because we're having our new grandbaby, and he wanted me to have it for the trip. And then he allowed me, there was another purse that I absolutely loved. It was very retro, very like when I was a kid. And it was very much a summer purse because it was everything I bought was clear. Everything I wouldn't look at the rest of the place. I'd only look at clearance, and or it was like 70% off with an additional 20%, something like that. I'm just really, really a bargain hunter. And so he looked at me after us walking in this little tiny store for a long time, and he looked at me and he said, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you this one for your birthday, and you can get this one for Christmas. And I was just like, oh, you mean last year's birthday that you forgot to give me? And he started laughing. He goes, no, I have last year's birthday. I just have to find it. So I said, okay. So, it's just a joke between us. But long story short, I really appreciated one thing. And it would work perfect for my Bible and my journal and my wallet and my whatever else I need to carry, my keys. Those are the things that he asked me. Now, if I sent him to these websites without, here's the list of what I might be interested in, this is very personal. Bible study is personal for each person. So, be thoughtful for those that are wanting to bless you. Make sure that you give them really good encouragement on what it is that might encourage you. So, anyways, okay, I'm going to quit talking. I'm going to get to the last part of this particular blessing, and I'm trying to remember what this is. It says pause, pray, praise. So that's what the sticker says right here. So I'm going to get my undo and lift that off. Put that in my journal. I'm so cheap, aren't I? Oh, maybe this was a part of something. I can't remember. So hold on. Okay. I don't remember this. I don't remember this. Oh, I love this. I don't remember this at all. Pause, pray, praise. I do not remember this at all. I have to be very honest. I'll have to go back and look. I wonder if this was like gift with purchase. It's got a little something there, but that's okay. And wow, this is really beautiful. This is totally my thing. So I'm going to go back and check. It it would not be unlike me to not remember. So anyways, as many of you know. But anyway, so all I'm saying here right now is take some time to nourish your heart. Get into the Word. Get into and if you're like me and you're coming back and your life is just pulling you here and there and here and there and there, and I literally probably get, and I kid you not, 15 to 20 calls a day. And it's not always business. I mean, and it's not always like a marketing call. I get a lot of phone calls in a day, and sometimes it's hard for me to then okay, let me take a breath, because you don't want to rush the person. You want to make sure you give them time and let them know that you love them and you appreciate them. But then you kind of have to take a deep breath and go, okay, now I got to get busy. What was I doing? So things like this, I mean, I've shared with you guys that I need to reprogram everything in my goal setting and everything. And so, I feel very shaken like the snow globe. And, I was driving by the nursing facility that my mom passed away in this morning to go pick up my thyroid medicine. And we had a storm come in today, so it's cold and wet, and I was thinking about her, because this is the kind of day she passed away on, and it made me sad. I mean, my daughter and I were singing along to music in the radio because I was taking her to the college, or to her phone she had connected in, and it was joyful music, and we were enjoying the beat, and we were singing at the top of our lungs and smiling and giggling. And all of a sudden I looked over, and you know what? That's how life is. All of a sudden we're going down the road, and everything's great and everything's good, and it's a good day, and we're so thankful. And then all of a sudden Satan just flat trips us up. How do we get unshaken? How do we quit being shaken by the deceiver and get focused on God and His will and His plan? We gotta dig in the Word. All right. And I say we as in me and anybody else I can encourage today. Okay. Let's all take time to pause, pray, and praise, because I think that's a great encouragement. I'm going to go back and see why I have that cup. And, yeah. Okay, my dear sweet friends, I hope you're encouraged by this. That's what this channel is all about. If you're not subscribed to this channel, come on, join in. We'd love to have you. It's a great group of ladies, and we have a few men now again, and I'm so happy to have all of you here. And even though this is by the Well-Watered Woman, there are women, there are other places for men as well, to encourage our husbands, to encourage the gentlemen on this channel, to encourage our brothers, all our sons, all of that, so our fathers. And, we're glad you're here, and we'd love for you to join in, and we'd love for you to encourage each other back, because that's what you guys are so great at. All right, I'm going to kind of let you go. Like this video if you enjoyed this, and it kind of got personal, but that's okay. And because I always like to keep it real with y'all. And get ready for Bible camp. I think this is going to come up after Bible camp starts, but if you, for some reason, are watching this video when it gets posted and Bible camp has already started, jump in. Just jump in. You can go back, watch it on your own pace. You can start from the beginning, or you can jump in right where we're at. Jump in. The water's going to be just fine. And we'd love to have you, and we'd love to encourage you. So, all right, my dear sweet friends, share this video if it will encourage anyone else, because that's what we're about here. And I will be talking to y'all soon. You guys take care. Bye-bye.